Folks, it's snowing outside. I said it was gonna snow yesterday, and now the snow is here, and I'm not really happy about it. But let's heat things up with some video game news, because there's a couple stories floating around that I definitely want to cover. First off, we are going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. A brand new trailer has just dropped. I want to share my thoughts on this trailer, give a little reaction for you guys, and tell you guys why I'm now excited for this movie. Then we're going to talk about some more Pokemon controversy. There's some more Pokemon controversy, because, I mean, why wouldn't there be? And finally, the Nintendo Wii is alive and well, folks. The Nintendo Wii is alive and well, and some sales for a game really prove this fact. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about what's going on in the world of video game news. So first off, let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. Now, when this initial trailer first came out, it was kind of like, what is this? Like, it didn't really look like Sonic the Hedgehog. I guess it sort of did with a Sonic Boom style, but nobody cares about Sonic Boom. When people think of Sonic the Hedgehog, they think of the classic Sonic the Hedgehog. I think even kids think about the classic Sonic the Hedgehog more so than the Sonic Boom design. We saw this trailer and it just didn't look good. It didn't look like a fun movie. It didn't look like anything anyone would enjoy. The character design was definitely very strange. The whole pacing and the theme and the whole feeling of the trailer just felt like a movie that wasn't going to do very well. And Coolio was in it too, with Gangsta's Paradise, the 90s hit song. Well, today a brand new Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer was released, and I watched this trailer earlier this morning, and wow, they did it. They did it. They freaking did it. They somehow managed to fix this movie. But what's really interesting about the trailer itself is not only the character design of Sonic, which we are going to go in depth about, but just the whole feeling of the trailer itself. The whole feeling of the movie feels completely different now when you watch this trailer as watching the original trailer that we got for Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. Obviously, the big change is the character design of Sonic the Hedgehog. And really, he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. Sure, there's still some little problems here and there, like his arms are kind of the wrong color and things like that. You could sort of nitpick, but when you compare the original Sonic the Hedgehog design to the updated Sonic the Hedgehog design, it's literally night and day. So many improvements have been made in just the size and the stature, the way, the general aesthetic, the eyes, the face of Sonic the Hedgehog. It really looks a whole hell of a lot better, and I hope that this ends up helping the movie in the long run as a more substantial movie. But like I said, really the whole feeling of the trailer just feels completely different. It doesn't feel as over the top, if that sort of makes any sense. There wasn't that huge bomb scene that we saw in the original Sonic the Hedgehog trailer where there's all these rockets coming at him and he just kind of sits there and looks at his watch. It definitely feels a lot different. I really think the updated tone is going to be indicative of the final product. I don't think they just simply changed the character design of Sonic the Hedgehog. I think they sort of reworked the movie somehow in order to make it a sort of different style of adventure. It's still that sort of buddy cop adventure, but it definitely feels a lot different. Everything about the aesthetic of the movie definitely feels a lot different than we saw with that initial trailer. So I'm definitely on board with this now, and I hope that they end up seeing success for this movie now. I don't think the movie is necessarily going to be a huge blockbuster hit, but I think that original trailer that we saw was going to be a hard road for people to want to get invested in this movie, and I think this new trailer that we saw is much more easily digestible. It's definitely something that will appeal to both kids who are new Sonic the Hedgehog fans and older Sonic the Hedgehog fans like myself. So I'm on board with this movie. I think the new trailer looks absolutely fantastic, but I want to know what you guys think. So did you check out the new trailer? I'll have a link to it in the description box down below, so make sure you guys go check it out and give me some of your feedback in the comments down below. Next off, the Pokemon controversy rages on because, well, the game's not out yet, so people have to have something to talk about. We, of course, did a more sort of in-depth look at the Pokemon controversy over the weekend, just giving you guys my thoughts as someone who is a very casual Pokemon fan and someone who just kind of likes to play Pokemon games once in a while. I thought maybe I could sort of break down things and give you guys my perspective on it. And since then, we have some more subsequent stuff coming out. There's starting to be some more gameplay footage that we're seeing from Pokemon Sword and Shield, and really the graphics just don't really look all that great in this game. And that was a point of contingency that we had in our initial video, that a lot of people just felt like it's not really an evolution of the Pokemon franchise like people wanted. Well, of course, one of the main points that a lot of people are upset about is, of course, the Pokemon National Dex. Well, the boss of Pokemon, Mr. Masuda, actually commented on the National Dex, and the comments are not going to make people very happy. They're not going to make people very happy. When speaking about Pokemon Sword and Shield and possibly incorporating more Pokemon into the future of the decks for Sword and Shield, Mr. Masuda said the following: "We now have no plans to make the Pokemon that are missing in the Galar Pokedex in-game available. That is an approach we want to continue with Pokemon games in the future. Of course, up to now, it has not been possible to encounter every Pokemon in every game, so people had to transfer it from old games via the Pokemon Bank to the new game, for example." Mr. Masuda then went on to say it's a question of manpower when it comes to putting in all these Pokemon in the game, but did sort of give hope, saying that don't get rid of your Pokemon in the national Pokemon decks and in the Pokemon Bank because they could be used in the future. Now, obviously, a lot of people are a bit upset by that comment, and honestly, I could sort of see why, especially the whole manpower sort of thing. Like, let's be real here. Yes, Pokemon games are a lot to develop and a lot to create, but this is your main IP, Game Freak. This is what you do. This is really all you're known for. I feel like that Pokemon should be the top priority, and you should have all hands on deck with this. I almost think that this is a situation where Game Freak is just spreading themselves out too thin with different things like offshoot games and things like that. Of course, now Pokemon seems to be a yearly franchise, so the whole comment of saying we're not going to include every Pokemon from every game in the future from now on just sort of shows that maybe they want you to, in the future, to pick up games based on which Pokemon are going to be available in those games. And I feel like that could sort of have a backlash in the Pokemon community. You know, like I've said a million times, I'm not a die-hard Pokemon fan, but I could definitely see why people are upset by this, and these sort of comments talking about things like manpower not being readily available don't really sit well with a lot of people. This is your bread and butter. This would be like Nintendo saying, yeah, you guys like that Mario guy? Well, you know, we can't have Mario have his hat in the game anymore. He's got to be hatless because we don't have the manpower. Like, this is your bread and butter. This is what you're known for. So definitely a very interesting situation. I still think the game is going to sell phenomenally well, but I do think there's going to be some subsequent backlash from it, and it'll be interesting to see if any sort of improvements are made to this. Maybe they'll change their mind and incorporate more Pokemon, or maybe not. And finally, the Nintendo Wii. It's alive, folks. Look, dust off your Nintendo Wii. That system is not dead, because I feel like there's going to be more games coming to this system very soon when we're looking at sales statistics for a game that released on the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Wii, the PS4, and the Xbox One. Because somehow, some way, the Nintendo Wii version of this game outsold the PS4 and the Xbox One version of this game. I'm not freaking kidding. And what is that game, of course? It's, well, Just Dance 2020. Yes, the review is still coming. It'll probably be up tomorrow. I've been looking for like some common people I know on here. There's no Phil Collins, Studio. Like, that's a great dance song. You know, why is Miami Sound Machine not on here? Like, who is Billie Eilish? I don't know who that is. But yes, Just Dance 2020 was an interesting game because Ubisoft released this game for the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Wii, the PS4, and the Xbox One. Well, we have some first sales data for this game coming out of the UK, and when you look at it and you look at the breakdown, it's very interesting. Now, a majority of these sales were actually for the Nintendo Switch version of the game. Over 50% of the people that picked up Just Dance 2020 ended up picking up on the Nintendo Switch, and I guess I could sort of see why. I don't even know how this game works, like what the gameplay mechanics are or anything. I'm literally going into this shit blind, but maybe it is better on the Nintendo Switch for some reason. I don't know, whatever. But when things get really interesting is when you're talking about the Nintendo Wii version of the game, because the Nintendo Wii version of the game sold 21% of the total sales of this game, outselling the PS4 and the Xbox One version of the game. And I know a lot of people thought that Ubisoft was crazy for releasing this game on the Nintendo Wii. I was definitely one of those people, but maybe they know what they're doing. Obviously, Ubisoft is in a bit of peril right now. They've been delaying a lot of games that are coming out for them in the future because of, you know, financial issues and games not selling really well, the Division 2 underperforming. But somehow, some way, they had the foresight to see that people in the UK especially wanted to play Just Dance 2020 on the Nintendo Wii. Who are these people? Who are these people that are going out and buying Nintendo Wii games in the year 2019 and potentially the year 2020? Another crazy thing is somehow Mario Kart Wii has sold 40,000 new copies like in the past 6 months for the Nintendo Wii as well worldwide. Like, where are you finding these copies? Where are you finding these new copies of Mario Kart Wii? Who is selling new new Wii games at a premium price to where you could walk into the store and purchase these things. So the Nintendo Wii, you know what? Bring it back. Bring back the Nintendo Wii in 2020. Start making games for this system again, because people are buying games for this system. And really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. If people are buying games for your system, you should continue to make games for it. So I would love to know who these people are that are still buying new Wii games. Maybe I want to interview you, ask you why you are purchasing new Wii games instead of purchasing new consoles. But yeah, the Nintendo Wii, it's coming back, baby. Wii in 2020. Let's make the hashtag go, because I want to see more Wii games. I mean, why the hell not? Alright, and so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of everything. I have to go work on Just Dance 2020's review because... And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Be sure to check out other videos on the channel. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.